My name is Deborah Ewing. I'm based in Durban. I'm a writer and researcher. I do quite a lot of work around sexual and reproductive health, particularly menstrual health rights, and work with children, children's participation, co-creating writing work. And my involvement with the Act Ubumbano and the Solidarity Hub is around, I'm going to say, accompanying organizations, partners of Ubumbano in storytelling. They have, all the organizations represented here are doing wonderful social justice work. And one of the important things about it is the reflection, self-reflection, self-questioning that's happening in this room. So I'm listening out to hear the stories that people are telling and seeing how can we reflect those in ways that will engage other people. I think one of the biggest ones you've alluded to is how there are similar challenges, but people are working in different contexts. We can't all apply the same ways of working. But the importance or the value of this is to hear how people are addressing challenges, addressing problems, and looking at what could we do to strengthen each other, and finding connection. So that sounds a bit amorphous or abstract, to find connection. But actually, there are a lot of things that happen in a social justice space that can make people give up. Whether it is, threats to your physical safety, whether it's just coming up against a brick wall with government, whether it's running out of money, whether it's logistical issues of practical issues of getting the work done, and the importance of solidarity about not giving up, finding ways around the problems, finding ways to connect with each other in terms of how do big issues like environmental degradation, climate change, how do they affect everybody? They don't affect everyone in the same way, but where can we find common ground to say, if we work together, we can deal with some of these problems for all of our benefit. So to just give an example, if we're looking at efforts to stop fossil fuels. So there's a bit of a division sometimes in people who are perceived as fighting for the planet, being concerned about the environment as if it's something separate from us. And then, of course, many, many people depend for their work, for their livelihoods, on activities that are harmful to the environment and harmful to their own health. So instead of, having conflict between those groups, we're going to look what is the common interest, and instead of saying we can't do anything because it will cause job losses, find alternatives together. What are the new jobs? What are the new opportunities? What can be done locally? So those are the kinds of conversations that are happening here that I think are really helpful, because otherwise the problems can just seem too vast. The forces that are ranged against change, the people who are benefiting from the status quo, it can just all seem too powerful. So spaces like this, it's an opportunity for people to think together, to work through issues. Be creative. I think it's not a new thing, using art and different forms of art as methodologies for working on serious issues. It's something that people will naturally do with children. And it's like when you think of, we mustn't do that with adults. We have to be serious. We have to write things down. You have to have serious conversations. But using other media is a way of being inclusive. Everybody doesn't want to make a speech. Everyone doesn't want to sit and, take copious notes and submit reports. So I think using media such as creating plays, drawing, cartooning, singing, writing poetry, role-playing particularly, can be really important ways of giving voice. It's an equalizing thing because people are not professional actors. So you're not put in a situation where you're competing. You're just giving an opportunity to think differently, to use your body, to use your mind, to use your heart in expressing yourself. And these are techniques that get both sides of the brain working and help us to look at things differently. So I think they are powerful and very important, and they're kind of releasing. You know, if you walk into a room like this, set up very formally, there's something a little bit intimidating about it if you're not used to occupying this kind of space. So to have everyone able to express themselves, whether it's with paint or words or body movements or song, it's freeing. You know, you can be who you are. You're not pushed into operating in a certain space. So I think, you know, even if it can be a little inhibiting, you know, we get embarrassed or something at the beginning, but it really is a way of expressing things that can be difficult or even controversial in other settings. So just to take the word solidarity, think about what that means, you know, so there's solid, the word solid in it. So there's a sense of togetherness, of not being alone, of not sitting, agonizing, isolated somewhere, and coming together and finding, yes, you do face some of the same threats and risks and doubts, and by working together with organizations. So they're coming from, you know, working on different issues, working on gender, working on health, working on land rights, all sorts of issues that appear different, but they are connected. So to be able to physically come together and then remain in contact, whether it's, you know, online, through email, social media, whatever, you've got a sense of community, of people you can trust, who will give you honest feedback, people you can ask for advice, whose experience you can value. You know, you're not. It's like real life Google. You know, all that expertise is there. You don't have to sit on your computer and look for it. You've got people that you've met, people you know are dealing with real world issues. So I'd say community, which strengthens each other to carry on with the work.